Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Doris. I'm here to share with you about my stock account and today's market updates. So right now in my account, I have lost $241 today, which is a loss of 0.34%. Today, Apple closed lower, 0.01%, and SQQQ closed higher 0.03%, and SPY closed up 0.12%. United Natural Gas closed down 3.3%. Today, the market generally closed mixed, with markets waiting for the next important stance message released by the Fed about the future interest rate decisions. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 0.01%, Nasdaq Composite closed up 0.08%, and S&P 500 closed up 0.13%. Today, the oil and gas industry closed up more than 2.27%. The U.S. stocks closed slightly higher today, and the market is continuing to focus on the U.S. stock earnings and the Fed's policy path. The string of economic data released this week showed cooling inflation and showed the growth, reinforcing investors' expectations that the Fed has ended raising interest rates. All three U.S. major indices went up, and let's have a recap to talk about this week's economic data. On Tuesday, the CPI for October showed to be 3.2%, which is remained unchanged for October, and the core inflation rose 0.2%. Both figures have been below expectations. Meanwhile, the Wednesday's Producer Price Index suffered its biggest drop in 3.5 years. Other data released this week show that the U.S. retail sales fell for the first time in 7 months in October, while signs of a cooling in the U.S. labor market continue to strengthen as initial jobless claims rose to a 3-month high last week. It shows that the U.S. industrial output fell 0.6% in October, and the builders' confidence fell to its lowest level since December. All of these data show that there's a cooling sign in the U.S. manufacturing and housing industries as the effect of high interest rates ripple through the economy. At the same time, the inflation seemed to be under the control of the Fed. This week, investors also generally revised their forecast for the Fed's future actions. Market pricing showed a mere 0.3% chance for another rate hike in December, compared to about 15% a week ago and 35% of the chance of the Fed starting to easing monetary policy as early as March. The EMJ Capital founder and president Eric Jackson said, "Sometimes it is hard to realize that major changes are taking place, but I think there was a big shock on Tuesday, and things have changed." The government shutdown was also temporarily resolved this week. President Joe Biden signed a Thursday stopgap spending bill extending federal funds through early 2024. Temporarily avoiding a government shutdown, but pushing the political debate over the size of the federal budget into next year's presidential election year. The market continued to monitor earnings on Friday. Gap shares surged after the company announced a better-than-expected fiscal third-quarter result. Shares of a ChargePoint, an electric car charging network, tumbled as it announced a reshuffle of executives in its C-suite division and cut its third-quarter revenue forecast. This is all I have for today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next episode.